Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Nadel. Hall of Fame catcher Pudge Rodriguez is with me. And before we get started, a message from Rangers partner Charles Schwab. Offering guidance and clarity in these unprecedented times is how we at Schwab continue to see the world through the eyes of the investor. Because while we all may be challenged by new realities, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit www.schwab.com to learn how we can help you. Pudge, what are you doing these days? How are you staying busy?
How you doing, Eric? Good to see you again. I keeping myself busy doing what we're doing right now. Doing a lot of interviews on the computer live, like the way we're doing it right now, and keeping myself in shape. Keep working out. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm been playing a little bit of golf in my club here in Miami. They opened up the club last week with a lot of rules for sure. But the good thing is that we be able to play a little golf with a lot of distance.
You know, during the season, you're so busy as a member of the Ranger front office, both helping out players in the minor league system. I'm doing a lot of that TV work, pre and post game. How much are you missing baseball right now?
Well, I do miss in baseball. This is the time of the year that I'm not probably been here right now. Maybe I've probably been in Arlington watching baseball game, and especially this year that we have a brand new ballpark and we haven't able to play one game yet. But yeah, it's definitely I miss baseball. Just been there. I just go to the clubhouse, talking to the guys, and watch Major League Baseball game, and also work on TV. But the good thing is we got to stay positive, and baseball is going to come back when it's ready to come back. And in the meantime, we gotta take care of ourselves and just be home and stay with the family and make sure that we gotta stay together and fight through this situation that we live in.
Who do you think it's tougher on right now? Is it tougher on the players than on anybody else?
I think it is, Eric, because the players right now is on call. Basically, they are home. Basically, now is a little different season for them. It's not the regular season that every player used to be arriving in February, spring training in February, March, in April start the season. This year they just start spring training just 2 weeks before the season start, and then they still at home today after I think it's probably a month or two already of the season, and it's hard now because they're home, they're preparing, yeah, they're keeping themselves in shape at home, but I don't think Aries is the same than being with your team, just having the baseball routine in the daily basis. It's going to be interesting, if when baseball is coming back, that they're going to have a little spring training and then start the season late. It's going to be interesting. I don't think, for sure they're not going to play 162 games, but they're going to try to play as many they can.
You know, you've been through a shortened spring training, I think a couple of times due to strikes or lockouts where spring training started late and was shorter than it normally is. We have a question from a fan named Allison. How much time should the players need to get ready? Like, what's the minimum amount of time where you'd feel comfortable starting the season?
Well, the players should be disciplined enough themselves by himself to keeping himself in shape. I don't think they need to take long. I mean, they already have a spin training already done this year. I think they already did like 3.5 weeks, or I mean, like 3 weeks of spin training, and they already play games. But I think when the players is being called to come back to report again, I think probably 2 weeks, maybe maximum, is going to be more than enough because I'm sure they are probably hitting, throwing, working out right now, is keeping themselves in shape. So I think probably 10, 12, 13, 15 day max, I think they should take to get ready.
not just the season got postponed, but the Hall of Fame induction has already been postponed till next year. So Derek Jeter has to wait around for a whole year.
Yeah.
Having enjoyed that just a couple of years ago, what do you think it's like for Derek to have to wait that year?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that he wanted to do it this year. Probably he was already prepared on his speech to get everything done and just get inducted this year. But unfortunately, he has to wait 1 year. The good thing is maybe he's gonna have another year to keep practicing his speech, so he can so he can get better. Now, the interesting thing, Eric, for me is that they're probably going to delay the one next year, or they're probably going to put all of them, together in the same year. That's going to be a question to find out if he is going to be next year with the 2021 inductees also at the same time. But I think he's fine with that. He knows that he's already in the Hall of Fame, and it's just a matter of waiting till his day comes up.
I remember you're telling me that in your own Hall of Fame induction weekend, you got to spend some time with Johnny Bench, who had been your idol. Are you staying in touch with him?
Absolutely, yeah. He's actually he lives here in West Palm area, and I have his phone. I text him every once in a while. He's still raising his kid by himself at home. Just doing the mom and dad stuff at the house. So he's awesome doing that. But yeah, I keep talking to him. I say hello. He's doing okay. He's not playing golf anymore. He's just relaxing, running a little bicycle. But yeah, I always keep in the conversation with him, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy to talk, tell you a lot of stories, and it's fun every time I call Johnny Bench.
Thanks to Jeremy for that question. Jeremy also wants to know, did you get any advice from Johnny Bench while you were playing?
Not a lot. I mean, I saw him a few times, but yeah, he just told me that keep doing what I'm doing. That that I'm doing great. Obviously, I have a tremendous respect from Johnny. At the same time, he has a lot of respect about me. We get along very well. I remember that when I saw him in All-Star games, that he was there. He told me in face to face that I'm going to be a future Hall of Famer. That he's going to see me in Cooperstown one day, and so it happens. We both in the Hall of Fame, but the friendship has been coming from a long time, and the good thing that Johnny does is that he support everybody. He loves everybody to do well, and he's a nice man.
Both of you hit a lot of home runs and threw out a lot of base runners. We have a question from a listener. Would you rather throw someone out at second base or hit a home run?
Absolutely, my defensive part of the game. I wanted to keep it there every day, and you know that. We've been talking about that a million times. And my defensive part of the game, to me, was my priority part in the game. Obviously, I love to throw guys out. I love to throw behind the runners a lot, first base, third base, second base. Believe it or not, a lot of fans doesn't know. But one of my favorite throws to the base that I like to do was to third base with two outs, because that play is one of those plays that runners doesn't expect any catcher to throw in that situation, and that was one of my favorite throws. And I threw a lot of guys out in third base with two outs, is because they never think about that. But yeah, definitely I love, when I make a perfect throw to second base and see someone slide and still, like, the ball there is still like 6, 7 feet before he got there, and throw him out is a good feeling.
That it is. We have a question from Emily. What's your greatest memory from playing in the major leagues?
Greatest memory, I gotta say, the first day that I got called up. in '91. I got the call. I got the dream. I got every player's dream. I came from Puerto Rico at the age of 16, Eric, and my goal back in when I was 16 is to play in the big leagues and try to make it as quick as I can to the big leagues. And at the age of 19, I was in Chicago in the starting lineup, and I was playing the first day. Catch a great game. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I got the call from Bobby Jones, and he called me into the office and he told me if I was ready to be in the big league. I said yes, and he said, "Here's a ticket. You're going to Chicago the next day." And to me, that's an unbelievable feeling. It's a dream come true. I know that I have a few in my career. When I win the World Series in 2003, obviously that's a team effort. When you got that trophy and you get chance to hold that trophy and raise it up, and that you work hard for 6 7 months, but it's always good when you got the call to be in the big league and be able to put that uniform and represent the Texas Ranger organization and play there for so many years.
So you get called up to catch Kevin Brown, Nolan Ryan, Charlie Huff. Which of those guys was the toughest to catch?
I gotta say, well, I gotta say Charlie because of knuckleballer. I never catch a knuckleballer in minor league, and when I have him, I was like, you know, never had this huge glove that they give it to me, and basically they teach me they don't put the target, just put the target on the side and make sure you just receive it, don't go reach it, just make sure you wait until the ball gets to you. But again, doing that series, when I came up, I got the privilege to catch Kevin Brown the first game. He did great. One of the best nasty sinkers I ever see in the game, and I don't think he's anyone that had that good sinker that he has in baseball. And then the second day, I catch Nolan Ryan, and I remember the story about Nolan Ryan. Then when the meetings start to happen, the catcher and pitchers meeting happens. I went to Tom Howe's office, the pitching coach, and Nolan sit down and I sit down, and Tom Howe start to talk about the hitters, and Nolan stopped the meeting right away, and he told Tom House, forget about the meeting, Pudge. I just want you to go back there and do what you do best. Just put fingers down, make sure you move both sides of the plate, and I'm going to throw the ball right to where you're going to be. And he threw 7 great innings, only 1 run. I think probably Eric, he checked me up maybe one or twice
Yeah.
in that game, and the rest was history. After the game, the best thing that I never forget is that after the game, he came to my locker and he just pat me from the back and say, "Kid, you did a great job with me. You have the same mind that I have when I was pitching in calling the game. So great job." And wow, that to me was like an unbelievable coming from Nolan.
No kidding. So Matt W is asking, since you were called up, you're only 19 years old. Um, did the players have any sort of a hazing procedure they used for young guys back in those days because you were so young, and maybe getting kidded a little bit because you actually got married that same day?
Well, no, Eric. When I got called up as a 19-year-old kid, the best thing that I saw came into the clubhouse that I didn't feel like a 19-year-old. They received me like another player, like an adult player. Obviously, they give me a lot of advices, Obviously, as a rookie, when we went to travel, I had to carry pretty much everything to, that carry everything to the bus and to the airplane. But that's basically it. I mean, I grew up in the baseball era. Then there was a lot of veteran players, and I raced and I learned how to play the game. Uh, that that mature right away because they just tell me you need to do this, you need to have discipline, you need to show up, you need to play the game hard. This is not a kid's game, this is a man's game. And I was 19 years old, and I was kind of scared sometimes, when I was just sitting in the same clubhouse with Ruben Sierra, Palmeiro, Julio Franco, Nolan Ryan, Kevin Brown, Kenny Rogers, all those guys, Jose Guzman, over there, veteran guys that been in baseball for a long time, and just me sitting there, like, what am I gonna do? But the best thing that I did, Harry, was that I wasn't shy. I was sit down with them. I wanted to learn from them. I wanted to ask questions to them. I wanted to get better. Just pick their brains in their game. And to me, just because I did that helps my job better. And they used to, they the pitcher they used to be me behind the plate because I ask a lot of questions before they start pitching.
Now, you also had a chance to catch Kenny Rogers, one of the best pitchers in Rangers history. What do you remember from the perfect game? Is there anything specific you remember from?
I do remember a very nice story about Kenny that day. Every Kenny basically the day that he threw the non hitter, he didn't feel good since he arrived to the ballpark. And by the way, he got into the ballpark. He stayed inside. He normally was a guy that even though that he was starting that day, he always liked to go and be in the outfield and shack a little boy just to get his body warm up. But he never went out that day, and so we went to the meeting and started to go through the hitters, and he wasn't feel pretty good. So we went to the outfield to the bullpen to start warm up, and I started throwing with him before he get to the bullpen. And Kenny didn't throw not even one ball, no more than no more than 100 feet, just very short. And then when we start the bullpen section, he couldn't throw nothing for strike. He was throwing fastballs all over the place, the breaking ball bouncing, changeups high, like all over the place. So he cut up the warm up in the bullpen in half. He just cut it up and called me. And doing the walk back uh, from the bullpen to the dugout, he told me, "I need you today. I need you to back me up. I need your help. I have nothing today. I'm done. My arm is dead." And I'm like, "Well, okay, Kenny, let's work hard." So game start, Eric, and the first pitch, I call a fastball away, four seam away, and he threw it right in the black for strike at 94 miles an hour. I'm like, 94, four seam in the black. And this guy didn't throw one single fastball for strike in the bullpen. So the next pitch, breaking ball, perfect, strike two. And Eric, the rest was history because you was there, you saw it, you saw everything. Plus, obviously, Rusty Greer was unbelievable in the outfield. I think he made like two or three great plays off him in the outfield. All the defense did great job with him. But I think just because sometimes it's funny when pitchers throw non-hitters. A lot of the pitchers that throw non-hitter, they don't feel that 100%. A lot of the times it happens. Either the pitcher doesn't feel good, or there is unbelievable plays that happens on the field that makes the pitcher get more fired up. And that's what happens that night to Kenny Rogers. And plus, man, he didn't miss nothing. Everything was perfect. Every single pitch that I called, he threw it right what I wanted. And the rest was history.
I guess that's why they call it a perfect game.
A perfect game. Exactly perfect game.
Ranger fans sometimes forget some of the great pitchers that you caught with other teams. Of course, in Florida, when you guys won the World Series, you had Josh Beckett. You had Justin Verlander when you were in Detroit. But we have a question here from Brent. Pudge, if you could have caught anyone in history, who would that pitcher have been? Who would you like to have caught who you never got a chance to catch? Either somebody who you might have batted against or someone from way back, some all-time great.
Well, if it's today's baseball, Matt Scherzer from the Nationals. Yeah, him. I catch Steven Strasburg. I catch Verlander. But I gotta say, if if I'm catching the big leagues, I would like to catch my son because he's in the big leagues.
Exactly. This is Derek Rodriguez, who plays for the Giants.
Derek Rodriguez plays for the Giants, and if it's obviously I catch a lot of great pitchers in baseball in my 21 year in major leagues, especially in All-Star games. They're all very good, but if I play today, I would like to catch Derek Rodriguez.
Now, are you catching him at all as he's working out and staying in shape now? I know he lives right near you.
Yeah. He's right here. He's I see him. I go and see him working out. I go see him throwing in the bullpen, and I given him my advices and just make sure that use the fastball and use all the pitches, but make sure he needs to establish the fastball inside, which is I was an inside pitch catcher that I like to call a lot. My philosophy when I was a catcher is I wanted to establish the inside part of the plate, and then the outside part of the plate is going to be for the out pitch, and basically that's what I teach them. You gotta make sure that you gotta get the ball in there. You cannot be afraid to pitch in. You gotta get in there because he doesn't throw hard. He's a 93 to 95 four seam at tops, 95. But just to be able to dominate down and away, he needs to move guys out of the plate, pitch in, and then the quarter and the breaking ball works better. So, but that's basically what I talk to him. I think I have a little information, I guess, to to talk to him and tell him what to do. But the good thing is that he's a good listener.
Now, isn't it funny though? You're saying he doesn't throw hard. He only throws 93 to 95. And when you came to the big leagues, the hard throwers were throwing 93 to 95, with the exception of a couple of guys like Nolan who could throw harder than that.
Absolutely, yeah. Baseball changed, unbelievable. Today's arms are unbelievable. Anyone to come from the bullpen is 97 and 99, and I see Carter's 92, 93, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. But yeah, I mean, different eras. It's a different game, but different era, different baseball, but still Major League Baseball.
Now, we've got a couple of questions about the quarantine before we let you go. Jennifer C. wants to know, what has been your go-to quarantine snack? What do you like to snack on during quarantine?
What I like to eat?
Yeah.
Well, I love to eat. I always try to watch what I eat. I always try to eat at the right time. I always love Latin food. Obviously, I'm Latin guy, and we always cook Latin rice here and all that. But I just trying to uh, keep working out hard. So when I sit down and eat, it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna feel that panic myself, you know. But yeah, I mean, I like my Latin food there, and my wife is a very good cook. I cook very good too, so we split the times in the kitchen. So one day she cooks, and another day I cook.
Nancy N wants to know, with all this free time, is there anything you're watching on TV these days that you would recommend?
A lot of replays. A lot of replays. I mean, Major League Baseball, MLB replay, golf replay. But no, we study a lot the Bible, Eric. We pray a lot. We have a group, a pray that we do Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we do that. So we do it on Wednesday from 7 to 10 o'clock. On Fridays, same way to 7 to 10 o'clock, and I don't think it's nothing better than that you go and pray, read the Bible, talk about God, and so we do that a lot. It, before this pandemic is happening, we do it pretty much the same. But now, because we are here at home, now we are more together as the group that we have. And believe it or not, we started a group with 5 people, 5 people, and now we have 75.
Wow.
75. So it's growing, and I'm very happy for that, because that's great to have more and more and more. But that's what we do more here, a lot here, and we enjoy, you know, doing that. And also we are very happy and enjoy that every time we do it is more people to come in.
All right. The last question is, how would a fan get one of those cool P7 caps like the one you're?
P7, go to pudge7.com. Pudge7.com. You're gonna have it there, and it's cool. I have this. I have the one with the Velcro over here, but yeah, you can get it there.
All right. And we've got a closing message from Ranger partner Charles Schwab, offering guidance and clarity in these unprecedented times is how we at Schwab continue to see the world through investors' eyes. Because while we all may be challenged by new realities, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit www.schwab.com to learn how we can help you. Pudge, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It's always great to talk to you. I love it.